Let's discuss some obstacles to learning English in Taiwan. By the way, is there anybody who is struggling to understand my English? My English is okay? No problem. Alright, I'm also from Taichung, so that's why you understand me. Alright, the first thing is that in Taiwan, the Taiwanese English-speaking or English-teaching industry has a lack of emphasis on usage. Now this is because there's a lot of pressure on students. Students have to learn a lot. So what ends up happening is that a lot of information is given to the students. Every time they go to class, there's just so much stuff that they have to learn. Vocabulary, grammar, they've got to do this, can they do the GEPT, how's their TOEIC, how's their TOEFL, all of these things. It's a lot of pressure. So what happens is that you in the classroom and the parents and the administration have a lot of pressure to make sure that things are going in and you don't have enough time to check, can the kids speak? Can they use the English? Can they communicate? So, the other thing is, it's a very competitive market. I'm not just talking about crime schools. In the last 5 years, many crime schools have closed down. But I'm not only talking about that, I'm talking about Taiwan in general. When these kids leave school, they need to get a job. Very competitive. How are they going to compete with other people? How are they going to get the better job? It's all down to how much they know. And this is the fear the parents have. You know, they've got to know more, they've got to know more, they've got to know more. And so the first point, that's why there's a lack of emphasis on usage. They're pushing information. We need more information. Time. Is there anybody here who feels that you have too much time in your classroom? No, but people are laughing because it's such a strange question. Nobody ever has enough time. I'm always running out of time. I must tell you though, over the last few years that I've been doing these trainings, I have met one person who said they had too much time. I'm very lucky, because nobody else I've ever met has enough time. And the next thing is language gap. Between Chinese and English, there's a very big language gap. So, I'd like to tell a few stories about this. I can speak Chinese, but I really struggled when I learned Chinese. Here's a good example. The one day my teacher said, it's actually myself and a friend. My friend said this, but it's a good example of the struggles that we have when we're learning. And my friend, the teacher said to my friend, why are you so tired? And my friend said to her Chinese teacher, oh, trying to practice Chinese. 我这个周末洗了8条牛仔裤 instead of 洗了8条牛仔裤. So instead of saying I washed 8 pairs of jeans, she said I washed 8 cows until they cried. Right? It's just little things. Now for a Western person, the tones are very counterintuitive. We don't think in tonal language. We think about the pronunciation of the sound. Now it's the same thing when we're teaching Chinese. The kids, really for them to remember that a verb should change when you have 第三人称, the third person singular. How are they going to remember? In Chinese, you do not need to change your verb. If it's the past tense, you do not need to change your verb. So, but we expect them to remember these things and use them, and it's a struggle. So if you are a Spanish speaker or even a Dutch speaker and you learn English, it's not that far because many of the words and grammar patterns from Dutch or Spanish, German, French, etc. That's where English comes from.